Ladies and gentlemen, Command Sergeant Major Terry D. Burton, Command Sergeant Major, 172nd Support Battalion, Black Towers.
First, I must thank God for allowing me to be here today and deliver a 9/11 memorial and remembrance ceremonial speech. For He knows why we are here and what our mission is, to bring forth peace. Good morning, Lieutenant Colonel on guard, Black Battalion command teams, staff, the finest soldiers on this earth, the Black Battalion soldiers. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to have the opportunity to address you, the Black Battalion family, here today in arguably one of the most dangerous provinces, not just in Afghanistan, but in the world. Let me start with giving you two definitions. First, remembrance can be defined as a retained mental impression in which memories can be recollected over time. The impressions are recordings in our minds and in our heart. Second, ceremony means to conduct formal activities of something solemn or important. It is also an event of traditional significance. Today is 9/11, a day we all remember in our hearts and in our minds. We can remember where we were when we got the news that our country and citizens were being attacked. We remember what we saw as we heard and saw the images of the attack played on every television station around the world. We remember what we felt as we realized the frightening truth that our people were living such horrible crimes. So what is your remembrance, and where were you on this significant event? As I remember back to September 11, 2001, I was a part of the 2nd Infantry Division in Camp Hovey, Korea, which was a major combat unit. Their motto was second to none. My job was to provide logistical support to the warfighters while having the warrior skills to protect the South Korean borders from the North Korean army that bordered the DMZ. Approximately 11 miles from my location, I will never forget when I got the news about the attack to the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. We were alerted sometime that night and went through an accountability procedure. I remember seeing images of the plane crashing into the building, being played over and over again on the news, and felt as if I was watching a fictional movie. It didn't feel real. Sadly enough for our country, our citizens, and our word, it was real. The day marks a new chapter in our history books, and that day, September 11, will never be forgotten. That is why we are here today, to remember this day and honor those who lost their lives. Now I ask you that throughout this day, take time in your mind and in your heart to pay a special and private tribute to the men, women, and children who lost their lives on this day, and to the citizens and the soldiers who sacrificed their lives in so many ways for the welfare of our country. I do not personally know anyone who perished on that day, or any of the soldiers or the civilians who lost their lives afterwards, as we continue to fight this war on terror. But one thing I do know is that they all have one thing in common: selfless service. They put their needs before others. Why? Because they value three historic values: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Their sacrifice was not in vain. The lives lost on 9/11 changed us as a country and as people. It caused us not only to be stronger Americans and American warriors, but it also made us stronger and have unity as American society. Because of this, American soldiers and their families have learned resiliency. Their selfless service has extended all across America as it faces tough times yet. We understand we must come together with support and with love towards one another in order to preserve our freedom. Our job doesn't stop there. As American soldiers, we must also protect those who cannot protect themselves. As we partner shoulder to shoulder with our Afghan counterparts, we must give them the hope that they will soon take responsibility of running their country and government. We are now on year 10 of Operation Endure Freedom. This year isn't the time to hold your heads down. Now is the time for all of us to be proud to be Americans. We will always remember 9/11 and all it has meant and our country means to us. Today's nation depends on us to protect it against any enemy, both foreign and domestic, that wants to take away our freedom. Let us continue to display that selfless service as we complete our journey here, as our fallen soldiers and fellow Americans have already displayed. I appreciate the opportunity to address and share my thoughts with you here today. And I sincerely thank you for what you do for yourselves, your families, our organization, and our great nation. God bless us, America, Afghanistan, and Germany. Black Power.